Okay. So a lot of y'all don't know, this is the start of my season 2 of the podcast. I might get canceled. I have 3 amazing young men here with me, okay? They are NCAA Daytona National Champions. They were also featured on BET Celebrity College Hill. For those of y'all who don't know, you better go check that out. And they are all cheerleaders or former cheerleaders of Xavier University. Okay? Alright, so give yourself a little introduction or something. They don't know who you are, so.
That's fine, I like that intro.
Oh, period, thank you.
My name is Spencer Porter. I am 22. I am going to be a 4th year cheerleader now at the University of Louisville. So, yeah.
I am Jimmy Jones, aka JJ. Some people may know me as official JJ, and I've been cheering for 3.5 years now, going on 4, and I am cheering at Sam Houston.
My name is CJ. I've been cheering for about 6 or 7 years now, and I'll be cheering at Shorter University.
Okay, that's what's up. Alright, so what really made y'all start cheering? Let's talk about it. What got you into it?
Let's go that way. You.
For sure.
Shoot, my story long. What made me start cheering? I always wanted to learn how to flip, so it was like, okay, I learned how to tumble. I was a real good football player when I first started cheering and stuff. Yeah.
What position did you play at the time?
I was like a defensive end, like a linebacker.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't know too much about cheerleading at first, and you got female friends that are in it, so you're like, okay, cool. I started. It's pretty nice. I meet this one girl who, obviously, she's an all-star cheerleader because we just got into high school. She's like, oh, I ain't never done school cheer before.
Right.
She's like, oh yeah, you'd be nice on my all-star team. I try out for her all-star team, make it, cool. It was like 30 minutes away. It was like a small town gym, but that was pretty much the start of it. A year later, she had already been on the USA team. Like, she was a really good cheerleader.
Yeah.
Like, she was just cheering for her hometown gym.
Right.
She invited me to the USA team. I made the team. That's when my career really took off.
Like, yeah, I was about to say, sorry, but that's a big deal.
Yeah.
What's USA team?
Yeah.
Like, emphasize, what is USA team? They need to know.
Like the US national team.
Yeah.
The team that goes everywhere. They compete at ICU Worlds.
Yeah.
That team.
Love that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Mine was similar to that. I had ended up going to this new school, and girls are like really friendly, and the girls I ended up talking to, they were just, majority of them ended up cheering. So I would always see them a lot of the times and see them at the football games. And one day I just went into their practice. They taught me how to do a backflip, and it just was up from there. But I didn't really start taking it seriously until we had this one camp in my later years of high school. We had ended up winning, and my coach was talking to me about becoming captain, and it was just I was gonna end up being the first male captain at that school. I thought that was just really tough. So
it is.
I ended up getting into it. Ended up getting offers everywhere, and I started going to I started looking at all the HBCUs with decent cheer teams.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to one of them. I ended up experiencing both of them. So I had started exploring NCAT after I had got an offer from Xavier.
Yeah.
And it just took off from there.
Well, I'm glad you chose Xavier because you ended up meeting your people. So.
For sure, definitely.
Yeah. Well, on the note of getting random opportunities to cheer, I didn't start cheer until I was in college. So I had graduated high school. I was a multi-sport athlete, very good at football and track and baseball and other things like that. I started college about a year late, and I was real big into weightlifting and working on my body and just figuring out what's about to be next for my life. I was actually at Jacksonville State University in Alabama, so it was a good D1 college, and I was doing a weightlifting competition that was for the recreational gym.
Yeah.
And I had beat everybody that was in the heavyweight weight class, so it was 275 and up. I was only 200, so I had won that competition, and a dude had approached me. He was like, dude, you're really strong, you should cheer. And I was like, what is cheer? And he was like, bro, I'm telling you, you can get a scholarship. And the word scholarship was all I had to hear.
Okay.
So I had talked to the coach, and I had arranged for a time for me to go to the practice and, watch and talk and figure out what cheer actually is. And when I first got to where their gym was, and I got to the door and I looked inside and I seen a whole bunch of Caucasian girls, white girls sitting there, and they were having a good time doing whatever they wanted to do. And I stepped back for a second, and I was just it was like such a shock to me because I never did nothing like this.
Right.
So I had to sit outside for about 30 minutes. And I was like, God, if I go in here, is this going to start this next journey in my life? Is this going to be something like that's going to deviate? Am I going to put time to this? And after that 30-minute prayer session, I went in there, joined the team right away. Learned how to cheer within 6 months. Went to Daytona for my first time in the Ocean Center on an intermediate team in 6 months, and from there went to Xavier, won, and moved on from there. So it was a good blessing and an opportunity that came to me.
That's exciting. Like, something I'm noticing with all of y'all's stories is y'all haven't been doing this your whole life. Like, you didn't start out cheering when you were young. This is something you just kind of stumbled upon and you was like, shit, let's go with it.
Yeah, like you met me when I was still running track. Like,
literally, like, of course y'all don't know, but I was one of JJ's coaches in high school, but I only got 1 short year with him. But our bond just stuck after that. So, as you can see. But no, that's really cool, and I feel like people needed to know, like, hey, this is something we all just did and they ended up really enjoying it.
Yep.
So, what is the stigma that's surrounding male cheerleaders that y'all kind of want to clear that up right quick?
That is just like sideline. Like, we compete a lot, and the competitions we go to are very rigorous and serious. Like,
yeah,
to the point where like our practice times outside of when people see us making appearances that a lot of the times we're forced to make or we have to make just because it's in support of the school, but also we have so much to do outside of that. They don't really see the extra work we put in.
Right.
Even our own personal times, like, it goes towards the sport because it still is a sport. So I just want people to understand that it's an actual sport, and
of course,
time consuming and very energy taking.
Very time consuming.
right, time consuming.
It is an actual sport, yeah. I think another small note is I get a lot of jokes. A lot of people is either, oh, I always thought cheer was gay, or they're trying to like automatically characterize us in a different way.
Yeah.
And there's also the stigma of, oh, you throw girls, you just stare up under their skirts.
Yeah,
that's all you care
just do it for the
about.
girls.
So it's either like
no.
you're gay or you're weird and you're forcing it and you're looking at girls weird and you're touching them.
Right,
And that's not at all what we're doing.
No.
Cheer, as all of us who have come through, different sports, and we multi-sport athletes, cheer is one of the hardest sports I've ever done in my life.
For real?
Mentally and physically. So
That's coming from a man.
Exactly. And
Like,
so, and a weightlifter. And
Mhm.
just like JJ said, it takes a lot of time and effort that we put into it. But I think male cheerleaders, gay or straight, we respect everybody and we all exist in the same space and we all work just as hard and we all do the same goals and have the same goals on the mat as a team. So I would really like to stop seeing that bias come towards us because we work really hard and we respect our teammates, whether it's guy, girl, coach. It's just a lot of respect that goes to the cheer because there's a lot of trust to be able to trust and throw people. So
Right.
some stuff like that.
Okay. Anything for you?
No, I'm like, they touching on all the points.
Yeah.
That's
Like, literally, I feel like people don't take enough time to actually look at what it is cheerleaders do. I've been, like, even as a cheerleader myself, people always will be like, that ain't no sport. And that kind of triggers me a little bit because I'm like, half of y'all would not be able to do the stuff that we in there doing. Like, you know how much energy, that's full cardio doing a pyramid. That is a full cardio workout.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I thought that was important for people to know. What was it like for y'all cheering at an HBCU and then more specifically at Xavier? What was that like?
I started my freshman year at Xavier, so Xavier is not a terrible place to be. They have a lot of great resources at the school. For me at Xavier, it just wasn't. Everything was just kind of out of place, but the experience I had like while I was in like New Orleans and everything, it wasn't too bad. It was a pretty good time.
Right.
Yeah, the resources there were like amazing. It's just I don't think they really use them in the right way as they should. Xavier is also like a newer school, like, 1925, so they try to use that as an excuse, but it's also you still a private institution. You need more how can I say, the student retention. You need more, housing for more students if you're gonna have incoming classes. Like, they would also be having the same problems other HBCUs would be having, but it's also like you have to still get your job done at the end of the day. And I feel like a lot of their staff was slacking bad this year.
That's probably a problem at a lot of HBCUs too, not even just there. Like, we love them and we want to support them, but at the same time, I feel like they need to get their stuff together internally. But here nor there.
Yeah. In my opinion, I think at first my time at Xavier, it was a blessing, and I definitely enjoyed the memories I made, the work I put in, the ability I had to push myself and to grow and learn around and make good, real friends that were actually there for me. I do believe that my first year on the team was, some of the best times that I definitely had on the team compared to the last half year that I had with them. I think that the educational programs there are pretty good, and they definitely give you a lot of resources to lead with, and they care about their students being successful in life. Sadly, I cannot say the same thing for the cheer team in itself. I feel like there was a lot of favoritism or, just selectiveness towards athletes whose parents were more involved or more inclined to listen or do whatever the head coach had said, and that had affected not only myself but like at least over 10 to 15 athletes had dealt with problems like that and dealing with issues with their scholarships and issues with their housing, and even me, issues with my classes. When I didn't get my classes my last semester of Xavier about a month and a half late. So I didn't start school until a month and a half late, but I was one of the people who were always there working hardest. So I just think that everything comes with a grain of salt, and we got what we got out of it, we did what we did, and we just had to move on from it.
Okay.
Yeah,
so that kind of brings me to something else then. You kind of spoke about how you can't really say the same as far as cheer goes. There was basically a lot of distractions and a lot of other stuff going on. I want you to tell me or get into that a little bit and tell me, how did that affect you guys going from, you basically had like the year from heaven and then the year from hell.
Yes.
In the last 2 years, like y'all were up, y'all won the championship, Gabrielle Union shouted you out, and then the next year you didn't win, but you got second place, right?
Yeah.
What happened?
Okay. So my first year at Xavier, I definitely thought it was a blessing. Before I ended up committing, I was hospitalized because I ended up getting a gunshot wound. So in the midst of that, I ended up getting an offer from Xavier. I definitely saw it as an opportunity from God, and it was treated like that throughout the first semester. School was pretty difficult, as it was a private institution, but the coach, he had a goal that year. I definitely knew he wanted us to win that year. Even from the practices that I would come in on, it would just be like, okay, I see this is a really hungry team that's striving.
Yeah.
And we just had so much going on, and in the midst of that, we leading into second semester. The team is, looking pretty decent, pretty solid. Everybody grades was pretty much good around that time. We got to film in College Hill, which was another experience. We're experiencing some of our first Mardi Gras, we're in New Orleans, so that first year was just amazing. Nothing really beats your first year at an HBCU.
Right.
So, you meeting all these people, all this opportunity, and, it's just keep going, you're building. And you're coming back from the transition, and, you win all these awards, you go to Daytona, you get all the, spotlights, people kept getting interviews, we kept getting blogs, we kept getting posted.
Facts.
Just going from that to, okay, we're trying to have another grind season, and we see the coach is not all the way there.
What you mean by that? Why is he not all the way there?
It feels like that year he did not have the same goal.
Okay.
At all.
It was probably other stuff going on.
Definitely.
Off the.
Yeah,
okay.
we were at camp, we could see it. It was that bad.
Ooh, all right.
A little tough that year.
And I think that some of it really, just trying to find the right specific words to say, I do think that the team fought and we worked really hard. And I know me personally, as a member of that team, I was one of the hardest workers to ever come through that program.
Yeah.
I have never seen anybody work out as much as me, strength train as much as me, try to get in the gym as much as me. There was a real lack of some part of that team wanting to have that initial drive to be better. And that really came from the way that the recruiting class played out and how different coaching staff came and left because of their own personal issues with the head coach, and that's just kind of how the cards fell.
Yeah.
And in early August, we definitely had a lot of potential. As we had we were going to do it again with
Right.
2 teams, but there were some personal issues between athletes on the team, including myself. And although personal issues happen, they happen on every team.
Yeah.
And it's easy to solve personal issue problems if you're a good leader and the good responsible coach that you're supposed to be.
Right.
My initial thought is that there was no responsibility taken in the situation at all. The head coach did not do what was necessary to solve the issues, and he also didn't resolve anything for anybody, because my first initial promise that even got me to the school was to be promised a full scholarship. And I never got to receive that, or a partial of that. Not even near the amount the amount that I'm owed from what I've worked and what I've competed and what I've thrown on the mat. So I just really feel like it was resolving skills could have been a lot better, and if the team's emotional problems were resolved and handled by the coach, as long as his own personal situations, then all of it could have been worked past, and we could have had another great monumental year, and we could probably move it into a third year of repeating. But that's just not what happens, so we just have to make the best choice for us.
Definitely, because Xavier had like this thing where they'll be quick to give a scholarship, but they quick to take it too, and it'll always be for the most miscellaneous reasons ever, like every
just
time.
To take it.
And that's affected so many
a
people's lives.
lot of people. And the school isn't that big. Like we're very open to it's in the middle of so many neighborhoods. Like
that's wild.
Yeah, it really is.
You got me with that. He says no gate. I'm like,
no.
Anybody can walk on your campus.
Anybody was on that campus. I'm telling you.
No, people actually come to the campus as they think it's a Chick-fil-A. Like they,
they love our calf.
They love the calf. They love
They don't even realize
that this is a school. Like
that's the why, especially for private school. I'm kind of taken aback.
They just had a lot of staffing issues, and I feel like unfortunately, they're gonna continue to have staffing issues for a cool period of time, and just having to deal with that, having to deal with your studies, having a social life, go to your sport and practice, and have to deal with a coach like that. It was just insane.
So, did any of y'all have a decent relationship with your coach? And how did that affect you if you didn't?
We tried. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone tried.
At points we did. At points we had okay relationships, but it was to the point where disrespect doesn't overbeat, seniority. It's just that's just not how we can all be.
Yeah, he lost the plot for sure. It was just, I feel like as a coach and also as an adult, you're in charge of so many people's lives, so many people's not college experience, because it really is what you make it, but also you have so many factors that you can control to the point where it's like he was a little bit too willy-nilly with them, or too careless to the point where it was like, oh, they'll be fine, or these are just student athletes, they're perfectly fine, he don't need to check up on us or anything like that. It was more of like he wanted us to overplay our part, and we can't do that as student athletes, knowing we have study hours. We had too much to do a lot of the time for him to be playing.
CJ did say we all did try to have our best relationship with the coach, because that's important for any team, and we all had different good times with him and different moments, and he has done some good things for certain people, but my heavy thing is certain people. And you would never want somebody to do anything for you if they're going to bring it up and throw it in your face every time you mess up, or try to provoke everything that they've done.
Right.
So that really affected my personal relationship with the coach.
And this had been going on.
Yeah, before we even had got there, there was previous issues, even with when CJ was on the team, his first year, they had some issues, but they would put them aside for the win, because everybody want to win. You don't want all your time to go to waste, basically. We're doing something.
Right.
So it would just be like, okay, he just wasn't really as locked in as us as athletes, I don't think, as a coach would, especially riding on that momentum of last year's wins
into the next
some before that. It just wasn't too much thought put into that. Even then, at that time, he was just really iffy on a lot of people on the team, and it's like, why would you bring us here if you're gonna kind of be like that?
Yeah.
It would be, even with the scholarships, he would always play with a couple people's scholarships. Even when we first got there, there was an issue with that. But he had his favorites, he had his timing, he had his goals, to the point where it was like, okay, you know what, maybe that was just a mishap, maybe a misstep, but then to fast forward to this year and it just kept happening. We're like, some of our top athletes are like not here right now. Like, what's going on? Like, so all these people who were like killing it at camp, like nowhere to be found. They're your hush mouth. We don't know where they went to.
Yeah.
So we just like, okay, it must have something to do with him. He wouldn't even want us to talk about it half the time. We'll just have to show up to practice next day ready and move on. Like, it was crazy. It was really crazy. But you know, we just wanted, you know, to finish the year all strong and have like good accolades, you know, and really like make sure our time was worth it. This year though, I think he just had too much going on. Xavier definitely had too much going on, but the staff definitely did not help at all.
Yeah.
The year we had this year, I'm not gonna lie, that was one for the books.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Really, just it was like one thing after another.
Yeah,
I mean, at least
it
12
was-
athletes left the team.
Definitely.
And like during the year.
Yeah, and that at any program should be
A red flag.
Yeah, it should draw
That was,
attention.
and the cheer team there is one of the top sports teams right now. So it's like,
that type of.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a real frustrating situation for
And
us.
to see him constantly get rewarded after we're like going through it, we're going through hell.
And y'all know the
sometimes.
real. You know?
Mind you, we'll be having the worst day of our life, finals coming up. He'll push our practice back probably like 2 hours or to a whole nother day, or tell us the location 30 minutes before, or tell us what to wear like right before, or
being
promise promise a schedule that wouldn't pop up till 3 weeks later. Like just little snarky BS like that. It would just be like, how can we respect you as a coach if you're not even trying to help us help you? It was really bad.
Yeah.
It was. There was a lot of blaming. A lot, like I said, not a lot of responsibility was taken, in my opinion. And I've been a part of great programs. The program itself, like I said, all the athletes, amazing. I've learned so much. I've never seen such a collection of talented black young athletes in one environment. It was something that
Cold. I'm talking. Our practices was crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
we just used to have a good time with each other and help each other learn. But the second that I needed support or efficiency or the coach to navigate a situation or have some organization or stability, it was never there.
Yeah.
And he always tried to blame the team or blame certain people on the team or blame, you know, people's interaction on the team, stuff that has nothing to do with how you are as a coach and how you are leading your team.
And bringing outside stuff in is also kind of like, I'm judging
as
you.
adults, like we are adults, but some people on the team are, you know, more fresh out of high school, younger, you know, everybody has different attitudes and emotions fluctuating. So to be able to navigate that space as a head coach, you just have got to be better.
Yeah.
And I feel like both years that we're mentioning, the team really put that routine out themselves. They worked themselves.
I was about to ask.
I know for a fact that I worked myself. I worked plenty of the flyers. I helped them work on their skills. We had some staffing issues with different assistant coaches coming and going because of their issues with the head coach, but I genuinely know and believe without that assistance from those staff members and from the other teammates, those skills and those routines would not have been put out without the team itself.
Yeah.
He kind of didn't do anything for us, but it takes all.
We had some really
Take all the credit.
We had some really talented athletes, like world champions, people from all these decorated gyms. Like
They
got,
better.
it's just one ring. They probably got tens of thousands.
Y'all,
back
Missy
at
just
home.
had rings on all 5 fingers.
Oh yeah, my boy CJ Thanos. But yeah, we worked really hard. A lot of the athletes there work really, really hard, and it's just when you have such a good, strong foundation, you need to keep building on that.
Yeah.
He was more of, okay, I can bring somebody in that can do almost the same thing, and he'll want a certain response from them or a certain reaction. It's just like, they're new. These are incoming people. Like, you still got to get comfortable with them. They still got to get comfortable with themselves. You know, it's college. People still figuring out a lot. And I think that coach, he just did not assist that in any type of way. And he just played a lot of games. I'm not going to lie. The tactics there,
and they're still being played today. You know, I'm literally talking to active recruits about the stuff that they're going through.
Even with the recruiting, like there's certain events like coaches you cannot go to. Like, you are not supposed to be recruiting here. That man do not give a damn. He still be up there looking for his next victim, athlete.
Man.
See, bringing that up, a lot of I'm not gonna say quote unquote illegal, but things that are deemed as wrong or just rules made against. There's a lot of things that have been taken and done by him that have either been covered up or swept under by the university. And people have reached out. Like I said, I keep bringing up. I can at least 4 coaches that have came through and have had issues with the head coach have tried to reach out to the university for support. Some of them were also students at the time.
Yeah.
Every single time they were dismissed, swept under, swept to the side, and lawsuits.
And you know how coaching is. Like if we've been coaching and we already have all these connections, him. He definitely likes to build upon that. But also, I just think you want to try to assist somebody who's giving you this big opportunity,
right.
But if they're always threatening to take it or they're ruining a good day or a good practice, it's like, what are we constantly here for? And even the returning athletes, I know a lot of them are going to have some issue with him as well. Some of them already have some issues with him as well, before we even got there. So it's just more of is there going to be a change? Is there going to be a dissecting of a problem and moving forward? Or are you just going to egg it on and add to it or make it worse?
Do you feel like the way he acted with y'all is what kind of led to not winning again for a second year?
Definitely.
Oh
my God, it was that bad. I know a lot of people talk about HBCU cheer coaches being harbors of evil or just being really mean spirited, but that man there, a lot of his actions just were missing logic or were missing that second or third thought behind it. He was just going on a whim with a lot of decisions, and even when his assistant coaches would step up, he wouldn't really take a lot of their advice in regards, and it led to a lot of teammates getting hurt this year. I'm not gonna lie. He had so many hand injuries, so many career-ending injuries.
That's crazy.
It's that bad.
And he would also dismiss the assistant coaching staff. He would dismiss the trainers people with seniority on the team, the training staff as well. So it's just a lot of feedback that we put in to change the environment. It was always denied. So why would you want to keep giving your opinion if you're always being told your opinion doesn't matter or what you do doesn't matter? Yeah,
that's one thing I can say about Xavier. Some of their student body is some of the best people you will ever talk to or meet or even interact with. And that's how I felt about the team too. And then you have someone like him who's supposed to be overseeing this and building on this talent. You're not getting nowhere with it. It's just literally the team carried. Our practices were our practices. It got to
and
that
when
point.
He was in the way and screaming and cursing people out and calling people all kind of names, all kind of stuff that I'm not even gonna say. When he was there, you could visibly see everybody was upset, and
the whole energy used to be down.
Affecting the whole space, and that's when people started getting hurt. We started forcing things. We started doing stuff that didn't make sense. Again, like I said, us putting in our input as the people who are doing the skills. And we are requesting what we know we need to do it in our best fashion, and he's telling us no, trying to make it be his way. Because he pays this amount of money, he makes this amount of salary. As any athlete under a coach, why would you want to have that thrown in your face on how much your coach makes compared to how much you have, or how much that he could give you based on how much that you actually receive? It just doesn't make any sense.
He will always block opportunities. It was that bad. At one point of the team, I wasn't doing much. He had ended up putting somebody else in one of my spots. I was like, okay, cool. I have other things to do on campus, so I'm getting more acclimated with Xavier. Xavier is one of those secretly party schools. A lot of people don't know, but they have their little functions. You have your time, and you go about your business, but once you get involved in once you get involved in other things on campus, then it's okay, you realize maybe the sport was keeping me here, or maybe the sport was driving me, because it was okay, this is decent, but this HBCU, it may not be what it was. I feel the team and the people made it what it was. And you have so many people graduating, so many people transferring. It's damn, y'all can't keep housing, y'all can't keep students. It was just, it got crazy.
The retention is definitely low.
It's
definitely low. Like I keep saying, the staff, their complaints, they go along the lines of workplace abuse, emotional abuse, it's things like that.
I'm walking in a financial aid office. It's a line of students. They just not walking in like with their food and all this shit. I'm like, are y'all okay? I'm like, are y'all? We've been out here for damn near an hour. Yes. And just a whole group of them walking in like the mafia. I'm like
y'all gonna wait today until you're ready.
I'm like, damn.
But that's another thing that I feel like is kind of similar everywhere, because Tuskegee had the same type of people with the same kind of attitude.
HBCUs, they be
like, y'all on my time.
It really is. It is what you make it.
It is.
I believe that wholeheartedly, and we tried to make it good, and we did for a little bit.
You did. I feel like y'all, your team, your generation, y'all piped that school up.
Definitely. Especially CJ's class, like they came in, they had the startup, my class, and the transfers there. We just boosted it. It just went crazy.
It made it like, was there ever even that many guys on the team before?
There were, but
You would say
they weren't as into it as I feel like they weren't.
They weren't outside
pushed them enough to really want to stay on the team.
Okay.
But they were pretty decent. A girl from my high school ended up getting a scholarship from Xavier.
Yeah.
She's a doctor now. Congratulations to her. Shout out Yuri. But she was the main one that had put it like on my mind. I was like, okay, you can get scholarships from this. Then I started getting offers from other places. I was like, okay, let's compare these offers to the one at Xavier. So my first year it was pretty decent, but going from that to damn near a horror movie, it was insane.
So I feel like y'all should have gotten a lot of like a whole lot of opportunities being on TV. Mind you, y'all were on a whole show. I feel like there should have been Nike and Adidas and this and that. Like
there was. There were shades of that. But it was altered again, of course, by the head coach. So it would either be he could only pick who he wanted for those things, and it would be his select favorites, of course, and there wouldn't be a fair chance of everybody to get the selection, or the opportunities would come and he would turn them down, and then say it to us that he turned them down.
Yeah, and we would even discuss it. Like it got so bad to the point where we actually brought it up one time in one of our little like group chats. All sports have their group chats. He made us delete the entire app just because we were discussing how some people are getting more opportunities than others. Even in my time when I was like, I wanted to be a part, I wanted to be away from the team, and I wanted to kind of like focus on other things at my school instead of like, just having to deal with the coach all the time. I was still giving him so many other opportunities. Like, for people that don't know, I'll do social media influencers sometimes. So I'm always having brands hit me up every week, damn near every day.
Yeah.
It was a lot of athletic brands too that would hit me up and just want to work with me. But I'm like, I cheer at the school. We have an amazing team, all these talented athletes. Some of the people there even have their own platform. Some of the girls are gorgeous. They're talented, they're smart. The guys there, we have so much going on instead of just wanting to be there, as a team. So I will always slide them. Like, I would give him so many opportunities just for me to get in contact with him, me to get them in contact with the coach, and then other brands, and as soon as it would get to him, nothing. Like, I would hear nothing going on. Like, and these are brands that are working with D1 schools, and that was the NAIA school. Like, this is an opportunity you need to take. So it would just be like, either he wouldn't care for it or he wouldn't care for the athletes to the point where it was just like, okay, I'm not sending you nothing else. I'm not giving you nothing else. You don't need no more time from me or a lot of my teammates or none of these brands right now because you don't know how to carry it. Like, he just cannot build on that momentum. And I truly feel like it's, I want to say 70% his fault and 30%, the athletes themselves, because, at the end of the day, we're putting out the routine, but you have to do it under some type of coaching staff. Like, this is not bring it on. We need a coach. We need a
preparation is serious, and
like,
professionalism is too.
And we're an all-black team, amazing athletes. So I'm not gonna lie, we all have our own mouths. We already have our own big personalities. Like, you need somebody over that can, work with us or understand us. And we thought that was gonna be, another black man in the industry, the cheer industry, who's decorated. He even ended up getting Coach of the Year twice. I still don't know how it happened. But, we thinking we could put so much trust and support in him, and we turn around and it's like, fuck us. So it's really just like, it's hard to respect that, especially when you leave and you get all these other opportunities from these other schools and all these other coaches, and you call in other athletes, they living good or they chilling or they're having one of the best experiences of their life, literally, and they're not being all jittery before they go to practice, or having to be like, oh, damn, I don't get to go to practice, or like, oh, I have to go to practice. Like, it'll just be little things like that where it's like, okay, why would we deal with this when we have, you know, these other coaches that's saying the grass is greener, and we look and the grass is actually green.
Yeah.
And New Orleans itself is a little depressing, but honestly, I don't think that coach helped that whole process at all.
It just made it worse. You dealing with college, being a college student, you kind of broke. Now you playing a sport too, and the coach stressing you out.
Imagine you in a relationship going through all of that too, and then you get an email from your professor and talking about you got to meet up later, like things like that, and you still haven't even dealt with this man yet. It was just too much.
It's too much. Then the city already just looks sad. So it's like the energy in the team low, the energy in the city low.
It was that bad.
Like
it was a lot. I wouldn't even say it was that bad. It was a lot.
And I think, you know, navigating through it definitely made us better. And definitely made us, I know for a fact it made us work harder because we spent all of last summer in the gym every day. We trying to pull anybody that we can in the gym. It's always, we don't want to do this, we don't want to do that. So we pushed ourselves, got the skills that we wanted. Most of the stuff that me and him have together is self-taught. I learned from him, he's learned from me. Like, we wouldn't be here without each other.
And that's another thing, like, we would, like, majority of the athletes on our team also coach, also have their own rings and national champions, so they know what's going on. And it's like, why would I talk to a coach that's, you know, not giving it enough effort when I have this decorated coach gymnast over here to the left of me? Like, I'm gonna go talk to them because I know what they're talking about and I know they're talented. I've seen them work. It was just like, you could just tell the effort was not there, especially the recent year. I feel like this was the most disconnected he's ever been with athletes this year.
Yes, like I said, lack of professionalism, a lot of demeaning. I've never seen a coach that comes into practice and demeans their athletes with such foul words every single day, repeatedly over and over again. Like that's going to make somebody perform differently. And it's just been, and I mean, that can come from a lot of things. It can come from personal issues, unresolved issues, whatever it may be. You know, we have no ill intention, but what we cannot do is sit up here and lie. We are going to be truly 100% honest. It's like, you know, these things have to happen. Reports have been submitted to the national conference, the NAIA, to the president of the school, and even to the conference of the USA cheerleading conference. They oversee all cheerleading in the country. Reports have been submitted to them too. And not even, this is not like I'm doing all this. This is other people doing this that have their own issues. So I'm like, if you have this much going on, how is there so much protection around something that's obviously just wasted, 20, 30,000, 40, 60, maybe 80,000 of the university's money last year? Wasted.
I'm not gonna lie.
Wasted. Completely wasted what it is. And now it's like, when we look nationally and we, you know, and we're just looking at cheer in itself, you know, everybody has their own reputation.
Right.
Now the program has gone from what we built it as to now that's not the same team anymore. That coach always is talking to them crazy. He always looks at
nationals. They were looking for us, and it was just like
embarrassing.
So the reputation
we didn't want to be there that
is
long.
Definitely going down.
We were so ready to go.
And even Daytona, and when I was, you know, in my process of leaving, he even tried to say that he knew the head coach of where I was going next, talking about he was going to stop him from taking me or saying that I can't go somewhere. But when I got up there, I was informed that, like I said, his national presence is not what he claims it to be.
Right.
People look down upon you and see the faults and see your errors, and they just choose to tolerate it because, again, they're professional. And that's what I think Xavier is lacking, the professionalism and holding yourself in a different standard, because we are a black team, or even being a black cheerleader at all. Cheerleading is a dominantly white sport. So we have always had to be better, always have to show up better, present ourselves better, and being represented by what we were represented by, it hurt because of how much work I put in, my teammates put in, and even if I feel like some of them could have worked harder, they still did what they did, and we were good enough to do what we have done. So I still respected them for that. But it's like to be represented by somebody that's, you know, just not caring, doesn't care about anybody from athletes down to the staff, disrespecting the training staff. Also, you know, this can
just
be
being nasty.
I mean, it comes in so many forms.
We have one of the best trainers in New Orleans, and he did not treat her accordingly. I swear he didn't. He had so many just
like he just was nasty for no reason. Like
yes, and selfish.
Passive aggressiveness comes in many forms.
Selfish as
Like, it was that bad.
It was stressful, but yeah, it is what it is.
Dang, okay, that was a lot for me to process, not gonna lie, but it just seems to me like y'all were coaching yourselves.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't really have anybody to look up to, nobody pouring into the team at all. That's probably why it was so much cattiness and just petty stuff going on, because nobody nipped that in the bud when it first started happening.
And there was like attempts, but it's like putting a band-aid over a gunshot wound.
Exactly.
It wasn't
Still
enough.
won't bleed
You're
out,
trying to,
right?
like there was attempts to force us to like sit in like rooms or
Reconcile.
circles. Yeah, but like of course that's not how Black people solve issues. That's not how we're gonna talk through stuff. You know?
Right.
And it's just like things just could have been handled better.
It just killed the whole energy.
And
I hate that.
in the meetings we would have, he would barely even be there, or he'll show up so late. You know, just be like, all right.
Showing up late is crazy.
Yes.
As a coach, though, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And there was moments where they would try to, the people he had bought outside to come try to help us mediate. People who have nothing to do with the team.
And they don't know nothing.
And they're gonna
it's
try to
really
make it
hard
seem
to
like
get a full understanding of
they
things
were
when you
putting
haven't
weight on him.
experienced it. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was like we were putting the weight on him, but they're like, you're making him hold all y'all's stuff, making him deal with all y'all's problems.
He held
Really,
that.
he made himself
He put
available
himself in it.
and also offered to help anybody with any situation, and also has made it clear that he can go get anything done that he wants done on this campus. So why would your athletes not come to you, and why would you complain about having to deal with their issues when you made it clear that you are the person?
Yeah.
And so these are like
that
repetitive things that just really takes the life out of you. We've joked about it before, when we were down there trying to find our way out, talking about losing our spark and stuff.
Yeah.
So I had pulled away from the team before the season ended. So of course I'm still supporting, my friends, because I want them to do good. But at the same time, I'm trying to keep my distance to keep working on what I'm trying to work on.
I love that.
I had just seen a TikTok. It said that when somebody can't control you, they try to control how others perceive you.
Yeah, and
yes.
he always tried to change the narrative.
So he's trying
change the
a lot
narrative,
to say bad things about us to
To
different
get
coaches.
people to dislike y'all too.
Yes, to different staff, and you as a head coach, that stuff is illegal for you to do.
Yeah.
I literally got a call from my girlfriend. She's also an ex-team member of Xavier.
Mm-hmm.
She had gotten in contact with her mom, who was friends with one of the coaches at NCAT. And the coach had told her mom that the head coach from Xavier had said that she had flunked out of the school because she had bad grades. But she had chosen
far
to
from the
left.
truth.
Yes, far from the
Yeah.
truth. And that's also
He's
talking
very
about
manipulative.
somebody's
He's doing it
personal experience illegally between coaches. So you're
Yeah.
not supposed to be allowed to do that.
Yeah.
And that was submitted in some of the reports too, but it's like legal stuff takes so long. And what I really want to see is immediate action from the university.
No, for real.
And it's just like a lot of
You
protection.
gotta push them into doing stuff sometimes, because if this many people are unhappy, that's unethical. Y'all can't be running a program like that.
Purely.
Right?
And we're not making this up. And even if I stop bringing up all the staff and people who have actually dealt with them, I've personally spoken to a counselor / therapist in the university during all the drama and stuff when I was leaving the team.
Shit got serious.
And
Shit got
when I was
serious.
speaking to the counselors and stuff, they were like, we are aware that he is like this because we have heard this so many times from so many different people. And we hear it in the meetings, they have staff meetings, board meetings, all this stuff keeps getting brought up over and over again.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm just throwing stuff out there, because we love to be in there. We love to be with our friends. That's all we wanted to do was stay together.
Right,
and
be with each
keep
other.
winning.
And
But
get that degree and go about our business.
But sadly, that was so hard to
He got
do.
so in the way of it.
And I know it's a lot, and everybody who's gonna watch is probably gonna, have a lot of filler questions, a lot of stuff that we're not mentioning intentionally, just to try to protect the integrity of the situation. But
Right.
it is definitely, very challenging indeed. But we are ready to move on. We have a lot of new things on the horizon. When we introduced ourselves, none of us said that we still cheer for Xavier, obviously.
Yeah, they used to cheer.
We have a lot of blessings that came, that God put in our ways, and our paths are still undetermined, but I know wherever they may be, it's just for the better. And
Yeah,
I fully, wholeheartedly believe that my next step is going to be one of my best steps.
I think so for sure. I think for all of y'all, everybody who's choosing to take your talents elsewhere, just go where you're appreciated. Go where they're gonna actually make good on the promises they make to you.
Yes.
Go where you can finish out college and be proud of it. What you did at Xavier, that was good for Xavier. That was good for the school. Y'all put them on, and that was your purpose at that time. But now it's time to.
Yeah, I'm definitely happy I went to HBCU though.
Yeah, you got your experience.
Experience for
Yeah,
school, man.
it was
You
decent.
got your
It was
experience.
decent.
So now.
Besides him, it was decent.
This man is a menace, clearly. Okay, so now that we got that out the way, let's talk about your College Hill experience a little bit. Like, look, we need to know behind the scenes of reality TV. How?
Okay, with that, oh my god, yo, with that was so crazy. Every time they post like the clips from that show with me and it gets like damn near 1 million views. It's
Oh my
so
God.
crazy.
Yes.
We filmed that like second semester my freshman year. I was getting well acclimated with the team. That's when I started getting skills like crazy.
Yeah.
That part of the year, it was just, we knew Mardi Gras was coming up. We knew we were gonna have a time. Like, he was telling us shit about the show. We was like, okay, it was more of a see it to believe it type, cause he always talking. So it was like, we gonna wait and see.
For real?
Yeah.
So one day we just like, okay, we see them announce it on BET. We like, oh no, they're
It's for real.
Yeah, so we're looking at the celebrity list. We're like, who all coming? They didn't really announce it yet because they're still shooting.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, he hits up certain people for basically their arrival. You know, we go and we basically like cheer them on and welcome them. We usually have like the campus presidents, other student leaders, our royal court, what do you call them? Auxiliary? I don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
The auxiliary.
Yeah, those people. They had them out there. They had a lot of people out there. The band was out there. The dancers, the choir.
I remember.
Yeah, so they wanted us to just like introduce them to the school, but they did not tell us who was pulling up. Like,
So y'all were caught off guard by this.
They were he just texted us. He was like, okay, I need a group of people. Y'all be outside. It was me, one of our other friends, and was Katie up there? I think she was. His girlfriend, she was out there. And a couple more of our athletes. So we're out there, we're just looking at everybody come in one by one, and we see Black China, we saw Santana, we see Tamar Braxton, we saw Carlos Miller. It was just a lot.
Who did y'all think was gonna come to practice?
But Swaggy P was there. I wanted to meet either Nick Young or Black China, but I ain't gonna lie.
Santana was still a good meet though.
He was funny as hell. He was one of the funniest niggas on that cast besides Carlos. I want to meet Carlos too.
I love Carlos in real life. I know you met Carlos.
Those practices, I mean, I guess the behind the scenes, it was like definitely, I don't want to say it was all live. Some of it was like, partially orchestrated, but the actions and conversations were definitely real. Nothing was definitely scripted. There. No. There was a lot of I couldn't
the production. They would go and try to whisper some shit. We can hear y'all, we see y'all. It's not like we wanted to be like, oh no, we're not doing that. We just wanted to have our normal practices and have them record. But they kept trying to egg some type of narrative, especially between our coach and Santana.
See, I was just going to mention that. And
it was actually way worse because
if you look at the demeanor of the altercations between them, that's the same concept of what we were mentioning had between us. But this is with a celebrity on the show.
Both of them already have their own platform and career, so they was just like.
And we can go through the TikTok comments.
Yeah,
we can go through the comments.
Bro, it was on his ass.
The public eye is real. Everybody's seen that. Everybody's seen it.
And mind you, I'm on TikTok, so they were tagging me, and I'm looking under them tagging, and I see them talking about the coach. I'm like, damn. So other
people can always tell.
I'm like, okay, so we're not tripping. Other people, because this is in front of the world. We can see this.
They know what's real.
They took forever to drop the episode. We were just like.
Sadly, it was short because it was one episode. So
and that was one of the most
one or two
episodes.
So it was just them recording us and getting screamed at, basically. And then or him screaming at Santana or them running around.
Oh my god! And then I kept passing him up. I was just like, I'm not finna keep walking for this man. I did 3 laps. I wasn't even late that day. I was late a couple days prior, and he brought it back up in front of the cameras. It was so bad. I'm like, I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna give myself a moment. It was
literally.
He said, I'm gonna let you get your moment, but
I'm walking in before the camera crew. I'm like, damn,
talking about something he had to reshoot.
Literally, and he's talking to them about what's practice, how practice is gonna go when Santana's pulling up. He ended up pulling up late. It was funny. He FaceTimed Young Miami, Carisha at the end of our practices. It was definitely.
So it was just an experience.
Yeah, and they stayed from Mardi Gras. They were all over the city. They were all over the city than Xavier. I'm not even gonna lie. They had this really big off-campus house that would take them to the university. I thought that was so fire.
No, for real.
They shut campus down. It was always 6 black trucks just pulling. It was crazy.
And that's
Really? So
that's
when you
only
say
art,
shook campus,
like
They would be like, you can't go to the UC, you can't go to this side.
Oh,
They're
they
like-
didn't want people
We would
going
be in a
else.
lot on the way to practice, talking to them. They'll be like, all right, y'all got like, we be here.
it definitely went more than the cheer experience. You know,
Yeah.
other teams experienced it, the student body experienced it. Some of them sat in classrooms with
Oh,
them, so it was
yeah.
like they were real integrated. I thought it was a real.
I feel like Xavier
cool
needed
process.
something like that.
They did.
Yeah, it
They
was great.
did.
It was
I
great.
love the fact that they have this out there because that
Yeah.
gives attention to these schools.
And they
that
dropped
need
the episode, I think, after we won already.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
crazy. That was,
I swear everything was aligned.
Yeah,
it was so
was.
perfect.
It was working out.
Like y'all were getting so much just attention at this time period, and I was excited about it because I knew somebody who was there. I was like, yeah, I coached him. Like I was happy. I was excited.
Yeah, no, it was an experience. Even my cousin, she was on the TSU season. Shout out Jada. She was so funny. But when they were filming that, like, I got so much clout. I'm not gonna lie. I got so many new followers. I've met so many different people.
Yeah.
I told you even the guy who filmed Netflix Cheer, he ended up liking one of my stories, like the
Yeah.
director. I was just like, damn.
Yeah, if you get
We
that.
ended up getting so many other different sponsors. I was just alright, this is decent. I'm fucking with this.
Yeah, for sure. What's something that you feel like people don't know about you? Like, who are you outside of cheer? What's something they don't know?
For the people that don't know, I'm from Houston. I also am a tattoo artist. I do tattoos like damn near every other week. I just did this one on my leg. I don't know if they can see it. I got the breakaways on. Let me see. Yeah, I did this some days ago. I also did a couple tats on this dude right here.
A couple of tats on all the friends.
For sure,
We got
for sure,
a
for
few
sure.
memories to last forever.
Yeah, I'm definitely like more of a creative person, I want to say.
Yeah,
In the sport, it just gives me like another outlook to do something else and be good at something else. Okay.
that's cool.
Yeah, because majority of the people I know that did cheer did like other sports. Literally.
Yeah.
Of course.
Literally, all y'all saying y'all did other things, and I'm like, see, that's what people don't know. They don't see that every day.
A lot of the individual athletes, or even myself, is like you said, there's so many layers to us that people don't get to see, because they only see us smiling as hard as we can on a mat.
Right.
But we have so much personality, so many different interests and different goals and desires. Some of our ex-teammates are going to be lawyers, doctors,
Yes.
psychiatrists, therapists, all kind of stuff that people are working towards with their goals in their life. I just think that, that's like anything. You just look from the outside, you assume, till you look in, then you understand what is what, who is what, and how is what. And that's what it starts.
Yeah, that goal that Xavier felt like copper. That shit felt like,
Yeah.
it's really what you make it, for sure.
Yeah. So all in all, what areas of like life in general do you feel like you just been playing it too safe? Like that's something that I ask everybody, but I really want to know.
Ooh, I ain't gonna lie, I want to travel more. Like hella. I want to travel hella.
Yeah, you just want to travel.
Me too.
Yes.
Our friend CJ, he was lucky enough to win with USA in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Oh, did he tell you that?
He
Yeah.
did. He
Yeah.
told me.
That
But that's a
is-
big deal.
There's a lot of worldwide opportunity. There's also a lot of money to be made
Too much.
in the
It's like a
cheerleading
billion-dollar
world.
industry.
Yeah, I know. So me, recently just got to experience the University of Louisville, one of the best programs in the country, with some of the best athletes in the
I've
country.
seen. Yeah.
The amount of money they make when they go on tours and they do their camps and their privates is like stuff that I know I've worked so hard that I deserve to be part of it, and I'm about to go and get it for myself because that's the only way to go do it. And
I know that's right.
I started putting my feet in the sand a little bit. I coached in New Orleans. I'm coaching in Atlanta now, and I will be coaching in Kentucky as well. So it's like just having more of a cheer presence, making sure I get my return on investment from the amount of time I put in.
Yeah.
I definitely want to see it, develop through my next 4, 5, 6 years of my life. I probably just try to peel out by I'm 30, but but just moving up there, I just want to see more money come from it and more opportunities because I love helping kids. I love being that coach that help them unlock skills. I literally have parents and athletes who still text me to this day that are in different states that you helped me do this, I'll never forget you. I wouldn't have done this without you. You made such a difference. I'm sorry that you were treated this way and stuff like that. So it's like I've gotten a lot of public recognition and sympathy from people, and I do appreciate everybody who has contacted me or supported me in any way. It definitely means a lot. I just want to see that continue and grow way more.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I have to go back to Houston and coach as soon as I leave from here.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
I feel like y'all have one of the most important jobs. Like, y'all are building like young athletes' confidence. You're helping them learn new skills that they can carry with them through life. It's always gonna be a high demand for it because people are always gonna need tumble coaches. So you can always still make a, have a hustle out of it.
Yeah.
But
we also started like hella late, so to get athletes that young, it's like you're so impressionable. Like kids are like sponges, like they can learn anything just with the right people.
They absorb everything.
Literally, with the right people, the right coaching, so many teams could just flourish. Shit, even ours, with the right coaching, we would have been impeccable. I'm not gonna lie. It would have been crazy.
Well, see, this is now something that everybody needs to know for the future. Coaching matters. I don't know why HBCUs always have these type of coaches.
Did you see the girl with the Hampton? Hoorah?
No.
Oh my God, it's on TikTok. They were talking about the coaches there. It was really bad.
Oh, you know what? Where all the athletes were speaking out?
Yeah.
I do kind of remember a little bit about
And
it.
also Prairie View coach. It was
That too. I stay hearing about Prairie View coaches.
To this day, I still remember.
I forgot the other one where like girl got jumped. Where, like,
Oh, that was Morgan State.
Yeah,
Morgan
that's
State.
it.
Yeah.
Everybody's with the
Oh my
bullshit.
God, they were cooking them at nationals.
It's always something in between that you can't see. So yes, we are highlighting our experiences. Yes, I'm sure there's a million other athletes who went through something equally or more as traumatizing. I'm sorry. I apologize because none of us deserve this.
Yeah.
We didn't want nothing more than to
Especially
do our
when
job.
you're good. Oh my God, kudos to you.
Yeah.
Because
I hate
the hard
that.
workers, they do not see the hard work. I'm telling you.
Dang. As much as we love HBCUs, that's like a flaw within itself that I feel like they all need to like fix and take a look at. If people are literally telling you y'all's coaches are not good, they're not good people, they don't have good attitudes, they just not good, why are y'all then not?
We have got to be honest. Like I
Like-
said
Gotta
earlier,
be better.
We gotta be honest.
Gotta be better.
Different. Some kids are more well off than others. Their parents are probably more successful. They can afford the $40,000 tuition. But other kids and myself, we made sacrifices to be there,
Right.
under the promises that we were promised, and to have stuff pulled out from under us because of somebody's attitude or how they feel when they're supposed to be the leader and the supplier of your money and the leader of your team is just extremely difficult. I did struggle with the situation in itself for a long time. I had a lot of animosity in my heart because I put so much just for you to give me nothing, the bare minimum, or not even give me what you said you're going to give me. And it got to the point where I had to start taking video accounts, voice memo accounts, video personal videos, and I'm not the only one that has done this. This is now started between multiple people. Because now we need proof.
Documentation.
Because every time we bring it up, I get told that I'm crazy, or it just sounds unreal.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Tripping.
manipulation, gaslighting, and even it got so bad to the point where we're like, okay, why are we begging for breadcrumbs?
Like,
when we could get a whole slice or the whole loaf at another school. And even the parents would sometimes peep it and they'll bring it up to him. He'll try to gaslight them into keeping their kids there or try to see what type of negotiation they could come so he wouldn't lose the top athlete. And also the parents there, they have really good connections. He'll also lose a branch of networking.
Yep.
So
That's really what it was all about.
he also got to factor a lot of those in as well. He would just do a lot of unnecessariness. Like, oh my God, one practice he played clown music for like 30 minutes straight to get under our skin. Mind you, we already aren't the closest. Even when we like would try, we'll get like acclimated with each other. He played clown music as we're practicing.
That would have sent me into a spot.
Nobody could be mad at anybody else but him. Mind you, there's people 15, 20 feet in the air, flipping,
Trying to focus.
doing baskets, stun, and it was just like little things like that. It's just like, is heinous.
It really is. Like, dang, clown music.
He said we looked like a circus, y'all.
It was not.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Like, he'll always do like little crazy things like that.
Very, very
The 5 miles, we had to do like a 5-mile run with our bags on. It was just a lot. All over New Orleans.
Oh my
New
God.
Orleans.
And it's like, there's nothing wrong with working out or conditioning your team.
Yeah, it's just
where it stems
let's
from.
make it conditioning and not a punishment.
Like, you punishing us for real. And with sometimes people, when they try to punish people, that's what they focused on, and somebody end up getting hurt.
And we could tell,
or you neglecting them low
yes,
key.
it was that bad.
that's when
we
people
were
start
losing
passing
our
out.
top like flyers, our top talents. We were just like, damn,
You
like
can't do that.
they're not disposable, and he was treating them like as if they didn't matter at some points. We're like,
He actually has a quote that says, I can always get somebody. No, I can do more with less. He said that.
He one of them.
Meaning y'all can go.
Yes.
He one of them.
Saying that like over 1 million times.
Literally, yeah, he's more of a, oh, I only need you when I need you type of person.
Conditional.
We just like, nah, we need an actual coach. Not nobody that's trying to be bestie, not nobody that's trying to be brutally honest or nothing. Like, we need somebody that can actually coach. And once we got to coaching ourselves, we just like, all right, what are we here for?
At least y'all stay focused on the goal though.
Definitely.
Because clearly, I know you were dealing with this both years, but more extremely than second year, but still.
And academically, like, Xavier is not an easy school.
Right?
No.
We're talking Black Ivy League. So.
If you're not cool with them professors, I don't know what to tell you.
It was definitely rough trying to catch up and deal with emotional abuse and intelligence abuse from your homework. It's just side by side at the same time.
Like, I would have never known y'all were going through all this that y'all had told me.
Literally, a lot of people did not know.
Well, then what's next for y'all then? What are you looking forward to? How are you going to pour into this
I've
next phase?
just been exploring my options with a lot of D1 and D2 schools. I'm really looking at Sam Houston. I just made their team. Shout out Coach Courtney. She just also had a baby. Yeah, they've been giving me like so many opportunities. Like even right now, they're texting me as we're talking. It's just going from having someone try to devalue you and make you seem like you're not good or make you seem like you're not talented or have other things going on to people who instantly recognize that first off meeting you. It's like, damn, like what was I over here for?
Yeah, same for me. You know, I'm exploring my options. I'm starting to hone in on the University of Louisville, and you know, just being up there in a day or two, I've learned a million more things that I could have ever learned in 4 years at Xavier, and that comes from the coach's knowledge, the staff knowledge, the teammates, the athletes up there. It's just like night and day to see one of the best programs in the world function, and not only function, but look at you and extend their arms to you. As me, I'm going to be one of the worst people on the team, but they're so willing to open up their arms and grow because they know potential. I had plenty of talks with the head coach at that school, and he's talking about, I want potential. Why would I keep somebody for 3 years when you came in and can do the same stuff, but you can just work on technique, and I know I can grow you. So it's like them seeing the ability and potential, that just shows that the top programs in the country understand how to respect athletes, how to treat athletes, how to grow athletes, how to put them in the right environment for success. And obviously they have success because they're one of the best and they get some of the most money and most sponsorships in the whole country. So I definitely think for us both, you know, moving forward, we're just looking to be better, do better, win some more, get as good as we possibly can, and just see where we go from there. Keep putting our best foot down.
I'm excited to see y'all. Like as an individual, you have to do what's best for you as an athlete. So yeah, go where you're gonna be appreciated, where you're gonna get a little money, where you're actually gonna get what you're promised, and you're gonna build your skills.
Definitely.
Both of y'all, it's so easy for y'all to learn stuff. So I wish I was like that, but either way. I'm excited to see where y'all end up next.
Thank you so much.
I just want to say I appreciate y'all coming on. This is a good start to the season, of course. Of course, but
hopefully our message is heard.
Y'all make sure y'all check that out. And if you ain't watched College Hill yet, you're lame. I don't know what to tell you. But
Episode been out almost the whole summer now.
Literally.